up with. It was either this or Burst Angel. So Burst Angel blows, so I went with this. Thank you. But this is Black Lagoon, and if you were here with us 2 years ago, I think one person did a presentation on Black Lagoon. I don't remember who it was, but Black Lagoon is kind of a modern-day pirate-themed show about pirates in the South China Seas, and that's a common thing over there. So it focuses on a group of 4 people, mixed race. One's a black guy, one's an American, Jewish guy. Revy is Chinese American, who's the female here, and you have Rock, who is a Japanese businessman who kind of gets roped into their whole shenanigans. Forcibly roped into their shenanigans.
Yes. But then he enjoys it later and actually wants to stay.
Yes, yes.
Let's get that straight.
Revy is, again, a perfect example of a gunslinger character. She is stylish, she is cool, she doesn't, she's amazing at what she does, and again, some of the themes stick. Dual wielding pistols, big thing in gunslingers. 2, using very specific guns. She uses, they're called 9mm scimitars, and the reason they're called scimitars is because on each of the handles there's a little skull with 2 swords crossed on each side. So, yeah, and her guns are very specific and very iconic. They're Sig Sauer 1119s with extended barrels. Yes, I nerded out with guns with extended clips. So, yes.
Is the extended barrel silencer?
No.
She doesn't believe in using silence.
No, she doesn't. She's very, she's kind of the mix of the stylish shooter and the very just like...
she's just a little person giving guns. She's very loud,
she's
very
her history has led her to believe in the series. Her history has led her to be a very cold-hearted person. She doesn't care very much for human life, especially in the setting that she's in pirate, land.
There's actually more of a comparison because right here we have
exactly. No, that's the other thing. Thank you for pointing that out. That we again have a different side of the spectrum. We have the gunman with noble ideals, and we have the gunman who does it for the job.
Because most of the time,
does it for the paycheck, does it for the self-preservation.
To prove this, actually, you have to get Rock to calm her down most of the episode.
Yeah, she needs a 6-foot black man who's ripped like Jesus to hold her back.
Nice.
Which just explains her
and Rock talks her down.
Which explains how kind of wild and out there she is. So yes, question.
Again, just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Would she be like the type of one that says like at face value she's just there for the paycheck, she's just there for the money, but there's some deepness to her, there's some reason why.
There is deepness to it.
Oh,
yeah. There is. She does have a certain moral code that she follows, but you don't really see that at first. It's kind of a hidden underground thing. It's tough to decipher. You have to know her to get it, which is why her crew understands her.
Perfect.
So next slide. I'm actually going to go for the slides first. Video game examples.
Yes.
So,
I like
video game examples. Yes, they're both great games. And if you haven't played Dirt 2 Servers because it's not officially a Final Fantasy game, go to hell. It's a great game.
It is.
Now I'm going to bring up a point here because you see it in both of these characters. There is a character archetype that a friend and I developed. We came up with the title for this years and years and years ago, but it's stayed consistent in a lot of series, a lot of games, a lot of anime. What we call the trench coat magnum. You'll notice that a lot of gunslinger characters tend to wear long, drapey-like clothing, either in the form of a trench coat, a duster, a cape, a scarf, something. There's something that blows in the wind. There's something that can billow, something that adds to their dynamic as just an art style of looking like someone who looks more epic. Dante from Devil May Cry is another perfect example of this. He wears all red. Red is a big color. So he wears a large trench coat, red pants, red or black shirt underneath it. But I mean, he's very stylistically fitting within that group of the trench coat magnum. And one of the things that I actually did some research on is that the reason why a lot of these creators stick to this is because it balances out the aesthetic. When you shoot a gun, you stand there with your arm outstretched in one direction. Your body is not, your brain likes to see something symmetrical. So you put a cape behind them, the cape's blowing backwards, now you have that symmetry of the arm extending and the article of clothing blowing in the back of the wind. So yes?
With Bash and Trigun?
Yes.
So the count with this?
Absolutely. It started with Bash, actually.
Oh,
Our idea of the trench coat magnum started with Bash.
Okay.
So, and even Gene Starwind, even though you commonly see him just as black, like, white beater kind of thing, he has this big, overbearing kind of cloak that he wears that he hides all of his weapons in. That's the other thing, is that a trench coat is easy to conceal weapons. So it gives the appearance of someone who looks maybe threatening, but you don't know. They whip out 2 guns, you're like, oh shit.
That's Columbine.
So.
No, seriously, that's why they wore trench coats.
Yeah,
I like Columbine.
So, thank you for that very depressing side note. But the other thing, the color red is very prevalent in a lot of these things, and this stems from old school anime, one known as Cobra.
Yes!
Cobra,
Yes!
Cobra, the Psycho Gun, is an old 70s series, which is a science fiction series that focuses on
You're a good man, all right.
an outlaw who has an artificial arm that he can pull off and reveals a kind of a laser gun, but at the same time it's called the Psycho Gun because he can control the laser's direction with his mind.
That is
Yeah. So again, you look at the character and he doesn't look that cool because mind you, it's from the 70s. You have to understand that. He wears a skin tight like red shirt, red like skinny jeans, and like travelers.
Very curly blonde hair.
And very curly.